I'm here today with Simon Maple, who is, among many things, the VJUG founder and organizer, a Java champion, a developer advocate at Zero Turnaround, and one of the emerging languages track committee leads. Simon, thank you for joining us today.
That's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Great. So could you tell us a little bit about your experience as a committee lead at this year's JavaOne?
Yeah, absolutely. I was asked earlier this year to be a co-lead for the emerging languages track with Marcus Lagergren. And together we put together a list of people who would help us on the committee, and it was interesting actually. One of the differences with the way the committee works in JavaOne compared to other conferences, which I've been on the program committee for, is the JavaOne committee have specific focus groups around each track, and when the sessions are submitted, each focus group will focus typically solely on that group. So we have a very focused set of sessions which we vote upon, and we had a great number of sessions in for the JVM languages track, and we did a round of voting on them as well as adding our comments, and then we decided as a group, and I think there were probably we were quite a big group actually, bigger than many of the other tracks this year at JavaOne in terms of numbers on the group, and I think we were maybe about 14-16 people, and we added all our comments. We had a lot of discussion about which ones are going to suit the track, and we put our track together. Yeah, and it's a really great set of sessions. Looking forward to it a lot.
Yeah, glad to hear it. Could you tell us a little bit about how JavaOne differs from other conferences you might have taken part in, as far as the choosing of the sessions and what you can expect?
Sure, yeah. So I mean, as I mentioned from the program committee side, one of the things that I haven't experienced in other conferences is this grouping around a track. Normally, what would happen is everyone in the program committee would vote on all sessions across tracks. But I think one of the differences which makes JavaOne special compared to many other conferences around the world is really the typical set of speakers and the set of people that will actually attend. For me, as a speaker that will travel around Europe and the US quite often, I will see many different speakers, but typically you don't see them all together at the same place. So if I'm in a European conference, maybe I'll see more European speakers to US, and vice versa when I travel to the US. One of the great things in JavaOne, it's this almost like party atmosphere, because every night when you go out, you will see a whole bunch of speakers all together, and it's really great to have that networking. And that's both from a speaker point of view as well as an attendee point of view, because as an attendee you get such a rich group of speakers that you can talk to, and equally attendees as well. It's really great to make use of your time talking to people rather than just going to sessions. You can view a lot of sessions online. You can view a lot of online content from various different libraries. But making use of your time with the people that you're talking to face to face is one of the big keys for me in the success of JavaOne.
Yeah, JavaOne is great for building that network with tons of people from around the world. And I know you're not only a committee lead this year, but you'll also be hosting a few sessions, one with quite the title, called Productive Java Development, You Weak-Minded Fool. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely, yes. So basically, as a developer for many years, probably like 10-14 years, and a little less over the last couple of years, I've been doing it wrong. Essentially, what I've been doing is I've been trying to develop in a very productive way, trying to get the most out of my days, and trying to reduce all this kind of stuff that gets in your way, these delays, these things which bother you. I've been getting that entirely wrong. Basically, what we want is for things to take longer. We want all these interruptions in our daily work. And what I do is I in this session, I will go through maybe 10, 12 different tools and processes, explaining how they're saving you time, but also explaining all the problems that you're going to get from that. I mean, it's very much a tongue-in-cheek kind of session, but we do talk about a good number of tools, including from Jira and Confluence across the app servers, from Tomcat, Tommy, a little bit about JRebel and XRebel, Archillion, JBoss Forge, IntelliJ, Jenkins, Gradle. There's a huge number of products we look at. We do a whole bunch of demos. It's actually I've given this talk once or twice before, once at Java Land actually as well, and it got a really great reception. So I'm really hoping I can give the same session again.
Sounds great. So if I'm understanding it correctly, it's a bit of self-deprecation there. You are the weak-minded fool, as most of us are.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
And so I also understand you founded and organized the VJUG, the Virtual Java User Groups. Could you tell us a bit about what people can expect if they want to check out a VJUG session?
Sure, yeah. So yeah, the VJUG is a virtual Java user group, and in fact, it was created as when I was I'm also a London JUG leader, and when I had a family, I'm probably about an hour away from London. When I had a family, it was hard for me to go into London. The round trip is around 2.5 hours. So it's hard for me to be able to take that time away. So I thought, well, wouldn't it be great if we could have a virtual online session? So that's exactly what the virtual jug is. It enables us to actually get great speakers from around the world without them having to travel, without them having to get budget to travel. So we've got some amazing speakers such as James Gosling, such as Josh Block, Stuart Marks, Simon Ritter, Aaron Gupta 3 or 4 times. We get some really great speakers. I can carry on. Venkat, Heinz Kibitz. It's amazing the list of speakers we have. We have about 2 sessions a month, sometimes more, depending on if we have sessions at conferences. But the key thing is all our sessions are recorded, so you can view replays whenever you want. And also, our sessions are interactive as well. So when people join the sessions, there's an IRC chat happening alongside, and people can discuss as well as ask questions to the speaker. And I say we're only about 1.5 years old now, coming up to 2 years, and we've already got just over 4,000 members. So we're growing very quickly. If anyone wanted to have a look at that, it's virtualjug.com. Sign-ups free, of course, and yeah, it's just free content that people, non-gated, no account, free content that people can look at.
Sounds great. And sort of to start wrapping up here, could you give us a little bit of your favorite thing about JavaOne and what you're looking forward to this year? Not to play favorites, of course, as a co-lead.
Well, I'm going to attend all the emerging languages sessions. No. Basically, the variety of sessions in JavaOne is really great. But for me, because I go to so many conferences in the year, for me, it's really about making that time to network and speak to people. There are a couple of things that I am looking forward to specifically, and one of them is actually the community day, which is going to be on Sunday, which I'm looking forward to. And also there's a couple of other Java Champion events. One is actually a Java Champion breakfast in the morning on, I think, Sunday. But yeah, that networking, talking to people, going for a beer with people or a coffee with people is super cool. The second, one of the other great things that I'm looking forward to is the parties in the evening. Yeah, I wouldn't go to JavaOne if you really intended to sleep that much, because between doing lots of sessions and lots of discussions, lots of partying, there's plenty of time the week after to sleep. Obviously, I'm going as well as speaking there. I'm actually going with Zero Turnaround we're sponsors, so we'll have a booth. And it's really great to chat to people who use our products. It's always good to understand how people are getting on, what can you make better for them, how you can make their lives better with your products. So yeah, all that. Mostly just talking to people is the biggest thing.
Great. Well, Simon, thank you so much for joining us. And for those of you watching, don't forget to register. The early bird discount has just been extended, so take advantage of that while you can. Simon, thanks again.
Thank you very much.